we are now on episode 4 of my YouTube series. I just put Reva to bed and actually look at that. She was either biting me or sucking on me or crying or all of the above. She is now in bed. I think it's like 7 o'clock at night, and this is me now going out to work. So I worked, Tuesdays are my long day, so I worked until 3:30, got home, I then done dinner for Reva Bear. She then got bathed, David got home, we then had our dinner. He then took Reva up the stairs and got her ready to shut down for the night while I kind of got the downstairs put back together. And then I came upstairs, I quickly put a jumper on and I got ready to go out. But oh my god, see, coming in from work and not taking your makeup off because I knew I was going back out again, it's a killer. And this has been on my face far too long. Like, it looks horrendous. But we're going to go film maybe an hour or 2 of content tonight because this client is putting out their Christmas decorations, so it's just capturing a wee bit of that. So yeah, so like they're putting it together tonight, so it's kind of like a behind the scenes, and then tomorrow it will be what it looks like when it's fully done. So I'm excited. It'll maybe take me like 20 minutes to get there or something like that. So let's go. I am tired, but let's go. Okay, hi, we have arrived. It is 7:30, so I am just going to sit for 5 minutes and then head in. But one of the things I wanted to touch on was this morning I got this car's passing again. Why is this so busy, this car park? Leave me alone. So yeah, I wanted to touch on this comment I got, right? And I love when people leave me comments. I love it. So don't stop leaving me comments, right? But it said, your memes absolutely crack me up. So firstly, thank you. I am glad you like the memes because I do put memes. I do put a lot of detail into that, and it takes me ages because I'm not used to editing YouTubes yet. And I use like a software, and I have to download memes, and then sometimes I have to download sounds and then add them both on, and it's harder than it looks. So people that have been doing YouTube for all this time, well done you, because I didn't think editing YouTubes or creating YouTubes was that difficult. It is, it takes bloody time. So the question was, question though, would you not establish your business first, get it off the ground before helping others to do the same? So good question, that is a good question. But the reason I'm just doing this, it's more of like a journey of the steps I'm following. Should you wish to follow those same steps, it's just kind of like, this is how you go about it. I wasn't particularly thinking I'm going to help people start up their businesses. I'm just giving you some advice or letting you see how I've done it. If that helps you, then yeah, but I'm not exactly doing a handbook of this is how you start a business, because I don't know if this is how you start a business. This is all brand new for me. So how can, like, realistically, I can only show you what I'm doing. I can't say this is how you start up a business or this is how you do it, because I don't know if it works. I know how to set up a business, but I don't know if it's going to work, if you get me. Then you said, it's just genuine curiosity. I'd be worried to give away all my good ideas. Someone copied me and then their business would be more successful than mine. So, like, I have never had that thought ever. I wouldn't think, oh my god, I'm going to give people tips on how to start up a business and then they're going to make a business and their business is going to be better than mine, because in all honesty, I don't think about what anyone else is doing. I'm too busy. I'm too bloody busy thinking about what I'm doing and what my next steps are. And family life, living my life, living with David and Reva, trying to start up this business, trying to do a TikTok, trying to make something of this, that I'm truly not thinking about anybody else. So see if someone else was following my steps on this and they made a business and they became more successful than me, good on you, right? And come back and share your tips with me, because if I helped you out, help me back out. At that point, I'd be like, right, well, I obviously know what I'm doing and helping people set up businesses because someone has got more successful than me. Then you've said, I'm having to record on Snapchat and it only lets you record for 3 minutes, but it's only because on Snapchat I can put the selfie light. I need to get a better selfie light for when I'm recording. So where do we get to? I think you then just said, maybe that's just a me thing, haha. I'd be keeping it close to, like, cards close to my chest type thing. Get myself fully established and successful before helping others. But I think I'm just showing people the steps of me starting a business. I haven't really went into too much detail on my business. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that. Like, I've talked to you through really what it is I want to do, but I've been doing it now for 3 weeks and I haven't really took you to work with me or shared too much of that, because that I do understand, like, your competitors could be watching or people might be watching, and sometimes I get that it is good to keep your cards close to your chest. But for you, that's maybe like a confidence thing, or like I just don't really ever think like people are going to listen to me and they're going to copy me and do better than me. But it's probably because I've done TikTok for so long, where you do a video or something and then you see someone else do a video and their video does better than you because they've got more followers, and it's just like, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, hun. Then you said, I'd be scared it didn't work out, and then I'd have all my followers knowing it didn't but could work out for someone else. So again, I talked about that in my previous videos, right? There's a chance that this isn't going to work out. It is what it is. But I would rather have tried and it didn't work out than to just always be like, okay, I wish I gave that a go. I wish I had set up myself and I wish I had just gave it a go, because see if it doesn't work out, or what if I decide, like, I am exhausted, I'm so tired, like what if I'm just like, do you know what, it is too much for me, I'm just going to go back to my work and take more hours up, because clearly I've got some more time that I'm like, I could just go back to my work and take up more hours. But I'd rather give this a try first and know that I gave it a try. And that's not like me, because I never used to be like that. And then you said you have so many good ideas, don't give them all away too soon. So thank you, I do appreciate that one. But I think like the ideas right now, I've talked you through how I became self-employed, setting up my logo. Like, if someone copies my logo, I think we're all going to know they've copied it from me now. Like, you've seen it all. Copying my name again, a lot of names are similar anyway. I think a big thing for me, right, and I don't want this to sound like I'm tooting my own trumpet again, is that people could copy everything I do, but they can't copy me. Like, you can't be me. And that's how I would say it to you. Like, give yourself that confidence. People can't be you. Only you are you. And that's where I think I thrive, is being me. Like, a big part of business is you. You're the one that sells yourself. You sell your business, you sell your product. So, like, watch my journey, and people could try and copy it, but it's never going to be the same. And that's what I love. Like when I went to get this client here, and I was sitting with them and we were going through like proposals and what I thought I could do for them and things that I could see myself doing, they literally mentioned my bubbly personality. They were like, when we've seen things that you've done previously on TikTok, they were like, we really like your bubbly personality, it shines through. And I was just kind of like, so there you go. Like, that is one thing I think I've always been kind of complimented on, is my bubbly personality. So sorry, I'm just here watching people, like, these guys are walking past me in suits. Like, where have you been? Like, where have you been? Stop and tell me your story right now. So where was I? So yeah, I think you just have to get past that. Like, that's not a good way of thinking. And don't stop yourself from doing something or talking about it for fear of failure. Honest to God, life is so short. It's something I've been taught this year, that life is so short. And what is the worst, right? Let's say this works out for a few months and I take on a few clients and I do some social media for them and I take on some marketing, and then they all drop me. I don't do well enough. I don't produce like good enough figures, that I don't grow their social media accounts, or they don't make enough sales. And they just say to me, oh, Lauren, it didn't work out. Like, I just like, right, that's experience for me. I am going to go and grow and get better. Like, what could I have done better? I'd maybe even go and do a course. Like, I would teach myself and get it right second time round. I wouldn't even give up. And when you said about, would you not wait till you're established? Like, I know businesses that have been established for 10, 20, 100 years and they still fail. They still go down the tubes. They don't move with the times and it ends. So I would rather give it my all and see where it takes me than be too worried to do it. And I hope that answers your question. And I loved that question. I really loved it. Like, I've been thinking about it all day. So please ask more questions if you have any more. And now I am like, it is basically 10 to 8. So I'm going to head in and start shooting some content. Let's go. Good morning. Sorry, I am so tired. It is early in the morning. I've just got to wash my hair because I have a fun but busy day. I'm going to shoot content at this client because they have finished their festive decorations. So I'm going to go shoot the content for that, and then I look so tired, my God. I'm going to shoot the content for that. Then I'm going to the Frozen 2 event at Fun Street. So my friends are going as well, so I need to get there, film the content, get back, get ready, go to the event. So let's go, I'll take you along for the ride. I'm going to go and pick up a coffee. And I said to the guy I was meeting I'd pick him up one as well. So that's what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go and do that because I need coffee. Look how tired I look. Yeah, I think that's all I have to report, so let's go. That's me arrived at Costa. Why am I always early? Why am I always so super early? Like, I know how long these journeys take me and I still leave far too early. Like, I hate being late, but I hate it. I am never late, and if I am, I will turn up and it will take me all day to calm down from something if I've been late. But yeah, last night I created my first invoice. It's getting sent today. And I also done my first, so part of the agreement and my quote was that I would give monthly reports on how each of the social channels are doing. So I created them last night, and do you know how good it was to see everything? Well, everything was doing really well on TikTok, Instagram, and the videos were performing really well on Facebook, but actually the engagement and the followers hadn't done as well on Facebook. I don't have Facebook, haven't had it for years. I didn't actually think it was still a thing. So I'm going to need to try and work out how to do it for Facebook. I don't know if the kind of videos are working as well on Facebook, or if they should be more like static pictures or just, I don't know, paragraphs. I don't really know. I don't know how Facebook works. I don't know how their algorithm works. So that is something I'm going to have to look into. But the actual videos performed really well. The reels done well. People watched for over a minute. So yeah, it's all done really well. So what I'll do is, this is obviously Saturday. On Wednesday, when Riva goes for her nap, I will show you what my invoice looks like, all the details that you have to put on an invoice, and also the kind of report that I've done and the information that I included, just in case, again, this is something you'd be looking to do. So it's 8 AM, Costa's open, let's go. It is so weird coming into like a supermarket, a shopping centre when it's empty. Oh, my sweet baby darling. She's not opened. Oh my God, it's 8 AM. Open your bloody doors. These have literally... No, take your time. These have just come out of the oven and I can pure smell them. They smell so good. My God, I didn't realise these were like cooked fresh every day. We got the coffees, and while I was there, I was like to the woman, who does Costa's social medias? And she was just like, oh, I think each store does it. And she went, and we don't really do anything. She went, we don't have a TikTok, or we're not allowed a TikTok, she says, but we've got an Instagram, but we don't really do much on it. And I was like, right. And she was like, you should maybe try and pop back one day and speak to our manager and see if you could look at doing some content. And I was just for... But unfortunately, the area manager is in today. I have plans today, but I'm thinking I might try and get the email address and maybe email them. See if I'm already at Silverburn doing work. It would be so good if I can maybe do some other work in Silverburn. Also Costa, come on. They asked me if I worked in the centre, and I was like, well, I'm filming for someone in the centre like today. And they were like, right, and I think I got a centre discount. So this day is going to be a good day. Let's go. Welcome back. I actually have no idea when I last filmed, because I feel like I filmed over a week ago for this last one. I think it was maybe like a week on Saturday or something. So now I've actually got no idea where we're up to. I think it was... Oh, one thing I do know is, if I didn't want you knowing the places I was working for, it's very hard to keep it a secret. When you all hear my voice everywhere, the amount of times I have been tagged in a specific post, at Lauren, is this you? Lauren, I'm so confused. I thought this was your page because I recognise your voice. At Lauren, do we think this is Lauren? And then everyone commenting, yes, I thought the same. I thought so too. Yes, guys, you're probably going to hear my voice in different places because I am working for different people. There is people I'm working with that I don't do voiceovers for. But yeah, Jesus, you all know my voice, that is for sure. And then I'm also like, do I just have one of those really irritating voices? Because I'm like, if I just had like a normal voice, people just not know it was me. But I feel like everyone's voice is special to them, isn't it? Like, oh my God, right. Why would I not have charged it before this? So pause. I'm going to need to go and get my charger. Oh, I'll be back in a minute. Got it. But do you want to know one thing? Like, I do spend money like it's going out of fashion, I do, right? But this was this cost me, I'm sure, right, one day I woke up and I was working from home and I had been in the office the day before and I'd left my charger in there and my laptop was like running out of battery. So I was like, oh my God, and David went, just order yourself one and I'll jump to Argos. And the only one I could find that would fit my laptop was this one here. But it came with like all these other like adapters so that it could fit loads of things. £47 it cost me, and it doesn't even fit in my laptop properly. It hangs out, so the slightest movement on my laptop, it cuts off. But I needed it for that day, so there was nothing I could do. So that's one of the things I do regret spending money on. So little R Bizzle is sleeping. We, on Wednesdays, get up early. I get her up a wee bit earlier so that I know that she'll nap before her baby class. So we get up, have breakfast. David brought me in a Costa. He was moaning about the price. He was like, have you seen how much those... So I get a festive latte and I get it with oat milk and I get it with an extra shot. So I get charged extra for the oat milk and I get charged extra for the extra shot. It's £5.30 or £5.40. And obviously I didn't know the price because I've just been paying for them, and he was just like, £5.40? I was just like, I was like, yes, for the festive period, I won't get them forever. But Costa, come on, you really are ripping the arse at that point. At that point, I'm kind of like, I can't get one every day, I'm going to do it, but that might actually be what bankrupts me. Okay, so where were we? I think I've talked you up on, if you're going to start a business, how to become self-employed, what forms to fill out, then how to create, like how to look at starting up a logo, and then from there, what have I had to do from there? I've had to create an invoice this week. So this was my first week billing out, like actually sending out an invoice for work that you've done. It's wild to me because obviously for a full month there, I worked with a client and I had put them on a monthly retainer. So actually that's maybe what we'll talk about first. How do you decide how to bill someone? Because there's so many ways to do it. Pause, I'm going to put my phone on charge as well because I'm scared it's going to run out of battery. I am all over the shop today, Jesus. Okay, laptop is plugged in, phone is plugged in. Reva's probably going to wait in about 2 minutes. I don't have the time, let's move. So, how did I decide how I was going to start billing? And to be honest, it varies from client to client. So one client that I work with, they basically give me a set fee for how many videos they want, and they weren't really up for negotiating, to be totally honest. They were very much like, for 3 videos, this is what we will pay you, do you want to do it? And I thought it was well within a good price, so I was like, yeah, let's go for it. So that is one way that you can do it, and if you really liked that and you knew it was steady and you were going to get it, that's one way you could do it. But this next client that I was going to work for, when I went to originally see them, I think they wanted me to just do 10 videos for them, but at the same time they wanted to grow their social media, and I had to explain that in growing your social media you have to be consistent. And the type of business they are, with it coming up to Christmas and stuff, I was like, you're going to have so much content there that you could do. In fact, most businesses at Christmas time would have content, or going into the new year, like doing flashbacks of the year of the work you've done. What are you going to be doing in the new year? There's just so much to be done at this time of year for everybody. So when I went to speak to them and I kind of got a chat with them, I said to them, look, exactly what I said there, you could bill for 10 videos, but after that, I think it's just kind of like they would post those 10 videos, and then I just personally, for what they were looking for, didn't think that was going to be enough. So I said to them, look, that is an option. I went, or for what I think yous want, I was like, I think a monthly retainer would be good. So that is one way you can look at billing. Now, this can work out good and bad. So when you're pricing yourself up for a monthly retainer, you have to make sure you're including everything. So that's what I previously talked about. Like, it's not just about the me editing that video and sticking it up, because it was more than that I was doing for them. So you might not include this in your retainer, but my retainer to them was, they wanted daily posting. Now they've got various platforms, but it didn't have to be like a post a day. It could be a story, it could be photos, a reel, like all different things of doing that. Then they wanted me, so I said to them, I went, do you want me to create the videos and send them to someone at your side and they can upload them, they can be replying to people, or would you like me to have access and I'll upload them and I'll comment back and I'll engage with your community? Which they wanted. So there's obviously a fee for that. And then I said to them, would you like monthly analytics showing you where we're going, like a strategy plan each month, which they wanted. But there might be people that are just like, I just want videos posted every couple of days and that's it. Like, they don't really care for the analytics, or they don't really care for how you go about doing it. So all of that has to be considered in your time when you're pricing stuff like that up, because even putting the analytics together, yeah, you can go on and like the social media platforms, you can just basically screenshot it, but I wanted to put that into my own document and make it look good, so that takes time, especially if you're using Canva. I think Canva's so fidgety, like it's so unbelievably fidgety. I don't know why. If there's any other software systems out there or platforms that you guys are using that is like Canva but more user friendly, please bloody send it my way. And I think I'm quite good with things like that. So yeah, so that was the monthly retainer. So I had to come back and I said to them, look, I'm not going to give you a price on the spot, because there's been times, right, that I'll jump into something and go, this is what I think I could do it for, and then when I walk away and I fully look into something, I'm like, actually, I've maybe undercut myself, or I've not thought about things, and that's definitely something to be wary of. Don't get yourself caught in a position on the spot and then you say, oh, I think I could do it for this, and then you walk away and go, oh, Christ, actually that wasn't right. So I said to them, I'll go away, I'll put together a proposal for you, and I would always do that. I mean, try and have your proposal back, I always say within 24, 48 hours, and I basically left one of those appointments at, was it maybe 12:30, and by 3:30 I had the proposal done. I just like to get it done and get it back. Also because you don't know if there's going to be a wee bit of to and fro, and they had basically said they wanted me to start straight away. So for me to start straight away, that's money I can be making straight away, so don't hold yourself up. So went back home. I was talking to David. Now David's good at this type of stuff because obviously he has to price jobs for himself all the time and he's been doing it for ages. So he was basically like, look, how often do you think you're going to need to go and see these places? How far is your travel? How long will you spend there? How long will you spend putting the videos together? How long will you then spend uploading them, thinking of captions, replying to people? And it's not like you have to reply to every single comment, but you have to kind of be there. What else was there? Then it is putting the analytics together every month. I'd also said that like at any point if they needed me for something, like I could try and be available. So putting together that price, so I had to then sit and think about all that, and to be totally honest, I probably wasn't going to go in as high as I did. David was like, I think you have to go in higher so that you've got a little bit of bargaining power if they come back and say, well, our budget was this, and then hopefully you can meet in the middle. And what they actually said their budget was probably what I would have went in at, but we went higher and they agreed it. So don't undersell yourselves. Maybe always go that wee tiny bit higher so that you do have some bargaining power. The other one that you can maybe look at is like an hourly rate, like the way that most people get paid. I don't know if that would work well for me, because I am still new to the game. So when I go and film content, I'm probably there longer than what I'll be when I get better at this. Like I'll probably get really good at this, that I can go shoot content in half an hour, go home, put it together and be done. But right now I'm there for a good amount of time because I just want to make sure I get it right. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I've said before. So if I was charging on an hourly rate, they'd probably be like, for the first month, they'd be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, this is how many hours I was there and I was putting together stuff. They'd probably be like, what? And right now I don't mind spending that extra time because I do like to get it right. So an hourly rate I don't think would work for me. The other one is probably like project based. So I think that's quite similar to like right now, say I was working for someone, like I've said, I could be working for say like a bar and they're like, we are doing festive cocktails, we want you to come and shoot that range. That's more just like a project. So at that point I would say, right, kind of like I said, that other client that was like, we want you to do 3 videos for this amount of money. That's kind of how you could do that based on that project. So for that project, I think I'm going to spend this amount of money getting to their parking, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm going to charge. So that's another way you could look at pricing yourself. So there's one I would always stay away from, and that's for me, it's performance-based pricing, because when it comes to social media, you just don't actually know how your posts are going to perform. We all know that algorithms all over the shop, that sometimes you'll do something and it does so well and you didn't really expect it to do that well, or you've got other ones that didn't perform as well. And one of the clients I'm working with right now, they are TikTok and Instagram is doing really well, and they had originally said that their Instagram was where they didn't do very well, but when I looked at their analytics for the month that I've taken it over, it's doing so well. But Facebook on the other hand isn't doing as well. I don't have Facebook. I don't know if I've already mentioned this previously because I filmed this already. I don't fully understand Facebook that well. I've not had it in years. I didn't even know Facebook was still being used. It probably is still for some people, so there will be a need for it for some communities and some people that will only maybe use Facebook. I do think potentially older people are still using Facebook. My mum was like, I don't even use Facebook. I mean, my work, we're all Instagram, and I was just like, yeah, I feel like most companies are moving with the times, but I also think there is, like, where I work, a construction company, we don't particularly use Facebook. It's not really there for us because the jobs we're doing are so vast, so big, that it's not the general public that are on Facebook like, oh, I like the stuff they're doing, because it doesn't impact them. They would never use my company. So I think if you're doing like performance-based pricing, and at the end of the month you have to show what you've done and how well it done, there is times that things just don't perform as well. So I personally wouldn't price up like that. So I don't know if you've ever seen, there's like tiered pricing. So I see this quite a lot when it comes to, say, accountants, and they will offer you like a tiered pricing. So like, I don't know, it's like a package of silver, bronze, silver and gold. And that's something you could maybe look at when pricing yourself up. So for instance, I could say, right, my bronze package is I'll do 10 hours a month, 2 posts a week, and you don't get analytics. Then your silver pricing could be 3 posts a week, 12 or 15 hours a month, and you will get basic analytics. And then you could have like, I don't know, your silver, your platinum package that is like a post a day, always there to support really in-depth analytics. And I don't know, like you could be at events, or like you could be meeting people that you could come across, like you work there or whatever. So that's like a tiered pricing system. Sometimes people like that because then they do see the other options. And there's also that marketing tool that is there not like a strategy of when you price something? So if the silver package was $8.99, but the platinum package was only $11.99, and people are like, oh, for an extra £3 a month. So there is ways that you could price it that people go for like a better package. You could look at something like that. I think that's always good. It's always good to give people options where they see like, there's a girl on here I think I've mentioned before, and she does accounts. And when I looked into her stuff the other week, she done different tiered systems, and I thought that was quite good, because sometimes I think you could be overpaying for stuff you don't need, especially like me right now. Like one of the things was like a Xero subscription. I don't think I need Xero right now. I'm good enough at keeping all my accounts in order, and it's all in like a spreadsheet. I done that for David's business for, I want to say, the first 2 or 3 years we had just a spreadsheet and kept all these files, and everything was like organised, whereas then we had to move to Xero because it got too big, and the accountant was just like, I can't do your accounts if you're not on a software like that, just because of how big you'd gotten. So a tiered system, I think, is always good. Now, there's always ones you could do where, for instance, like in the future, I might be like, right, I'll put you on a monthly retainer. But let's say when I'm working with them, I start bringing them in more business, or I start doing so well that they're performing so well. At that point, you could be like, right, I think I should also get a performance related bonus of some point. That's a well ahead of the game. Like, but if you are performing really well and you are bringing them in so much work, there's always opportunities to chat to them and be like, right, this is what my monthly fee is, but really this is all the extra work I'm bringing you in, so I think I should be due not a cut of it, because I probably like, I don't care. But then you could look it up in your monthly retainer, or you could say, for every customer I then bring you, could I get commission? Because they're probably going to say yes to that, because yeah, you're doing their social media and their marketing, but if you are then actively going out and bringing them in more work, why would they not then pay you commission based on that? So there is ways that you could do 2 types of pricing yourself up. So I would say that's probably everything on pricing yourself up and how I do it. The 2 that I mostly do for people right now is a set fee for a set amount of videos. So that works if a client, like the client I work with, they just come to me every couple of months and ask for some videos. I'll just do that. That's more like maybe along the lines like your UCG. So that's how you would do that. They're not going to pay you a monthly retainer when they don't use you every month. And then the other ones that I do for it is a monthly retainer. And that just works well for me. You know how much money you're getting. You know how much money you're going to be making. Like I said at the start, you're probably putting in a bit more work. I know certainly for these clients I have put in a bit more work, because now I've got like a library of content I can use. Whereas at the start when I first started, I had really nothing, and then they were sending me stuff that they had used, and I was just like, no. And it's obviously you like your own stuff, and then people will film stuff on like I don't know, like an Android that's 25 years old, and they'll be like, here's a video, could you use that? You're just like, no. You're like, I'm not putting my name to that, absolutely not. So yeah, so that is thinking about pricing yourself up. I hope that is helpful. Now, once you know what you're pricing yourself up at, so like I said, one of the ones I'm doing is a monthly retainer. So at the end of the month, I then have worked for a month. I then bill for that month's work. You could try and be smart and invoice them ahead of time, but I don't know many people that would get an invoice on the 1st of November for November's money if you've not actually done anything in November, because they'd be taking a big gamble on you if you then were just like, I'm not going to do the work. And if the work didn't perform well, they still owe you the money, you still done it. But I don't know if that many people would pay you. It would be good if you could get paid for the month ahead, but unfortunately it looks like you have to do a month's worth of work and then get paid for it. But that happens when you start a new job. You work for a month and then you get paid at the end of the month. So what I'm now going to show you is my invoice. So let's have a wee look at it. I need to pull it up here. So I created my invoice on Canva. I just went on and searched invoice templates and it brought up a few. So how I done it was, I like the look of this one. So issued and date. What I did, which was maybe a wee bit sneaky for one of the clients, is I put issue date and then I put due date, and the due date was the date of the end of the first month I worked, because what I didn't want to do was invoice them at the end of the month and then they still had a week to pay me. So technically I would have worked 5 weeks before getting paid for 4 weeks. So I put it that it was strictly 7-day payment terms. So make sure when you do an invoice, you put what your payment terms are. You might be like strictly 2-day payment terms. Obviously a lot of bigger companies are strictly 30-day payment terms. David works for people and it's net monthly, so you could do something on the 2nd of the month and you don't get paid it to the end of the following month. It's like nearly 2 bloody months. Then your bill too. So at that point you're going to put your details of your client. Then from, and that's my details because it's coming from me. Then I put my logo on it. I thought it looked so good. Like, look at my logo. I also got the colours from Angela, so that that banner there, the purple banner, it matched my actual colours. Then you're going to put in what it is you're billing. So for me, it's monthly retainer, social media marketing and management, because I am managing and creating their social media content. Price, I've obviously blurred that out, but that is where you'll put your price. And then I put dates covered, and I've put what the dates are that I'm covering. Now don't do what I did. I sent the invoice and I sent it with the analytics, and guess what I didn't do? I didn't put my bank details on it. How can I expect to be paid if you've not got bank details? And no offence, they're not going to chase me for bank details. People are just going to wait for you to say, hi, my invoice is overdue, and then they'll go, oh yeah, we went to pay it and there was no bank details on it. So don't give them a reason to not pay you on time. And I don't know why, I'm usually on the ball with something like that, but I think I just got so excited. I sent it to David and David was like, Lauren, it looks so good, that's amazing. I then sent it and then went, what bank details did I put on that? And then I thought, oh my God, I didn't put any on it. So I had to go back and then email again like, hi, apologies, you're not going to be able to pay me. My bank details aren't on it. I'm like, that just makes you look daft, you bloody idiot. So obviously if you're VAT registered at that point, you would have that on it. I'm not. So make sure you have your bank details. And then I'll always like the wee note Lauren at the bottom, and then I have my email address, which is blurred out, and my mobile number just in case they want to contact me on it. So that to me is what your invoice should look like. It can be different font, different colours, different everything, but that is your main details. Who are you billing? Who's it coming from? The dates that you're covering, what it is you're billing for, the due date of the invoice, how your payment terms of when you want paid. If you were VAT registered, you would put your VAT registration number. If your company was company registered, you would put the details of that on it, like your company registration number. You would do all of that, and that was everything that would go on there. So yeah, that is what my invoice looks like. I hope you like it. Again, I think she's pretty simple. It's just the matching in colours, my logo, and then the details of what I'm billing. One of the clients I work with, they actually have their own online software for invoicing. So I actually don't create the invoice. When I go on, I put the details in and then it invoices them directly, so I don't even put the details in. So there's some customers, like some people I work with, I actually don't even put in, I don't have to create an invoice, their system does it for you, so that's always good. But yeah, there is some people that their payment terms are pretty long, which is annoying, but then you forget about it and you get paid and you're just like, yay, woo, that. And then it's gone within 2 minutes anyway, so yeah. So what I'll maybe show you is the analytics. So if you are going to price yourself up and you are going to say, I'll give you monthly analytics, let's just open up, let's open up the Instagram analytics, because Instagram was one that they had said that they were struggling with a little bit. So the dates that I covered weren't a full month, because when I was doing this invoice, it hadn't been a full month. Like I said, I was a wee bit cheeky and invoiced them so that the due date would be on the date that I had worked, so there wasn't a full month. So this right here is what I done. So just at the top I said key analytics, and then I said the social platform of what one we were doing, so that was Instagram. The dates covered the 3rd of November to the 27th, and then when you come down it shows, so everything was up. I won't lie, when I was putting it together I was just like, oh my god, like this actually looks good, like your hard work is actually paying off. Like, I don't know, like I said, I've worked quite hard, I've put in quite a lot of hours, so when I see that I'm just like, you're doing it. I don't know, I'm proud of myself. I am proud of myself because I love it. Like, one of the people that I meet with who works at one of the places, I had like said something about HR and he was laughing and he went, you can tell you work for HR when you were talking about duty of care for staff. And I was just like, I know, like it's stuck in there, like HR's that. And he went, why would you not start a HR business? And I was just like, because in all honesty, like it's just not my passion. Like, I am good at HR. I think I'm quite an approachable person. I think when I have to deal with things, I deal with them fairly, and I like doing HR within my workplace. But it's not my passion. It's absolutely not my passion. But so in my mind I was just kind of like, why would I, if I've got the chance to stay in my workplace and I love my work and do what I'm doing and do that well, but also do something that I do well and it is my passion, why would you not jump at the chance? And he was like, no, fair enough. And I don't know if it's just the world we live in. Do people have a 9-to-5 job that is their passion? I would love to know if they do. Like, you work to live, you don't live to work. And I think it's fine if your work's not your passion. But if you get to do something as like a little hobby and it is your passion and you start making some money from it, I'm like, how lucky is that for me? How lucky is that? So you can see here, the post views were up by 32,000 and 50% of that was reels, 38.6 of that was posts and 10% of it was stories. Interactions, so there was 545 interactions. So I thought that was really good, because a lot of the time on Instagram particularly, I think people can watch things but they're not always happy on the like button. So 52% of that again was on reels, 38% was on posts, 6.4% was on stories. The profile visits were up by 560, so that was up by 56%. So like, that's just people going and viewing the page, obviously seeing things and going and having a look. Like I said, the one that particularly, like, I won't go through all the analytics of all of them with you, but like Facebook, I'm just going to open that and have a wee look. Like Facebook here, right, they didn't get more followers in the month, but their engagement was up. The reels that were reached were up, the 3-second view of videos were up, and the 1-minute views of videos were also up. So everything was up, but it didn't actually turn into followers. It didn't become a follower. So for me, I'm like, I'll have to look more into the analytics of Facebook, that I'm like, maybe reels aren't where it's at, maybe photographs are more where it's at, or maybe it's much shorter videos. So I have to now put some time and effort into working out, how do I get the content I'm creating to become a follow or more engagement on Facebook. So that is probably what I'm going to spend some time looking into, because I think this client does like the Facebook account. So that's something for me to do. Like, I could just look at that and just be like, oh, I like that, that's what it is, but I don't want to. Like, I want to know how I can change it and how I can change the kind of model going forward. One of the clients I work with, I think they were really quite happy. They messaged yesterday to say that, what was the message? It was, I'm gonna get your invoice paid. So instantly I was just like, yay, because I think I'm gonna buy myself something with the first payment. I think I'm gonna buy myself a good camera, because that I can purchase through the business, and then it means that I can do better content, but also means like for my own stuff, like I can get better at it. I think to start with, like I said, I haven't really paid myself anything, and I don't think I'm going to pay myself anything. I think I'm going to put it back into the business. That's one thing I really learned from David. When he started his business, right, he was paying himself pennies, because he was like, I want to keep the money in my business. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I don't really talk about when David started his business, but it was tough for us. We were living in our flat. He was getting made redundant from his job, and he was just like, sack this. He was like, I know I can do it better. I'm going to start my own business. And I was just like, I was terrified. Like, I can't begin to describe to you that. Now I'm looking at what I'm doing for myself, and I'm like, Lauren, you would never have done this when you think about it. So see, when David told me he wanted to start his own business, I was in my head like, I don't want him to do that. I don't want him to do that. Like, I want him to just go and get another job. Like, I even like a big company, like a big air company. Then David years ago approached him about going to work with them, and I was like, I think you should do it. I think you should just set up your business and go. And then I'm just like, that was just because I was so terrified. I was just so terrified of what if it didn't work out, like the way that like that girl asked me, what if it doesn't work out? I used to let that rule me. Like, you're right, what if it doesn't work out? So what? You just go and get a job. So what if it didn't work out for David? He just goes and gets a job. Trust me, so many people wanted to hire him. So many people want to buy his business. But yeah, sorry. So that was what I was trying to say. He kept the money in his business, and he kept putting it out into marketing, looking after, like for ages, we shared a car. So at the time I had my Corsa, and he would be like, I have to take your car to get places to work. And I was just like, that's fine. So I used to just get the train, or he would drive me to work, go work, then I would need to stay and work till he was done, then he would come and get me. And we shared that wee Corsa for 6 months, I'm sure, before he was like, right, I'm going to get a company van now, because he felt like he had enough money that he'd saved up. And do you know what, how much of a pain in the arse it was when it was so cold, and he would take my car, and I would have to get the train, and I was just thinking, oh, like if he just had a normal job, I would be warm in my car right now. And now look at us, like look at the life we live now. And I don't know if people just in their head think that it came easy for me and David, but it didn't. Nothing in life comes easy. We make it maybe look like it did, and even to an extent maybe me looking as if I've set up this business easily enough, but I've not. Like, a lot of work goes into it, and I feel like I'm trying to share the work that goes into it, but there's enough of the pie to go around, guys. Everyone could start a business and really push themselves and really go for it, but you do have to put effort in. It doesn't come easy, as in you can't put effort in and just expect rewards. That doesn't happen. In the last couple of years, I've really tried to be a more positive person, and I really tried to see the more positives in life. And I think that then that comes across as if I have no worries all the time, or that I act as if everything's dead easy. Even with like Reva, for instance, right? I think people think that I'm just like, she's an easy baby, so I've just got life easy, that like we live in this house and life is just easy. But trust me, we have our struggles, but I would rather look at the brighter side of life than focus on our struggles. And I think as a type of person that does help get you places if you can focus more like that. And that has been a change for me, because like I said, when David wanted to start his own business, I think I basically begged him not to. And I know I'm not the only one. I know his mum was like worried about him starting a business. I think we all were, because we're all just like, what if this doesn't work out? But we were living in Matt, so it was Matt, I owned that flat myself, and we shared our car and we made it work. And then from that point, like I said, COVID hit, because people have asked us before, like, how did you afford your house? And I'm like, because we sold my flat, we made quite a lot of money on my flat. And then we moved in with my mum and dad for, I want to say, was it a year nearly? During lockdown, where we done nothing, and my mum and dad didn't take any money off us, and we saved and we saved and we saved. So it wasn't as if like we were just like, oh, like we've just got money. We didn't. We saved so hard to be able to afford this. I don't know why I'm rambling about this again. I think I'm just trying to say, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just, I do try and focus on the positives, and starting this business, I think I'm going to just keep pushing it as a positive, because it only is a positive. I cannot wait to see where things go. I am now invoicing people for my work. I'm getting places, like, it's just wild to me. And I am smiling ear to ear, because I'm just like, I've sent out my first proper invoice. Like this one that I've sent out that I'm about to be paid for, I'm just like, this feels like something. I'm then going to use that money to buy a really good camera, which again makes my content better, which means I can push myself for more people. yeah, like it's dead exciting. And I think it's just because I've got friends and family that really support me. Like when I went to that ladies' day lunch with Amanda, I was just kind of telling her about my plans, and she was just like, this is amazing, and if anyone can do it, you can do it. And she was like, I might look at doing something. And I was like, you should. It's, what is that thing about perspective? And it's like, say for instance, your baby's waking up throughout the night crying, but the perspective is that your baby gets to wake up. There's babies out there that don't wake up, that go to bed and don't wake up. It's that type of mentality and that thinking that I'm like, changing my mindset on things has really helped me grow as a person. And then if it means that I can then help you guys, let's go for it. Now obviously the way I speak is more to do with looking at the way at like the work I'm doing, but if there was anything that you guys were like, I was thinking about starting this up, what steps would you take? I'll let you know. But obviously I'm not a guru, I don't really know everything, I just know the steps that I've taken. But yeah, we're getting somewhere. It is now, I don't even know what time it is, I've been rabbiting on for 30 odd minutes, but yeah, I am going to, what is next week's plans? I actually don't know. I need to get a calendar and start getting details in. It's just, the one thing I will say is now the run up to Christmas, I am so busy with life, and now I've given myself all this extra work to make this business bloody work, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, even if it means like I say, I'm working till 10, 11 o'clock at night. That oh, that was one of the things, one of the clients I'm working for, when they messaged me to say, we're going to get your invoice paid, and then they were like, I'm going to phone you because I want to talk strategy for the next month. And I was just reading that text like, they want to discuss the strategy for the next month with me. They obviously think I've done well enough that now they're like, let's discuss what next month is going to look like. And that's, to me, is just, I don't know, it's amazing. Like, it really is amazing. I feel like I'm doing something I'm good at, and I feel like I love it. I honestly love it. So yeah, there we go. How exciting. You've said that enough bloody times, Lauren. I think they know you're excited, you absolute nugget. And yeah, one of the people you definitely know where I'm working because you all know my voice. Maybe I should start putting on accents or putting on that AI voice over bloody some of the things. But yeah, so maybe I'll start taking these to work with one of the clients because you already know who that is. But can I just say, right, see this person you've worked out where I work, or one of the people I'm working with, I don't work there. So I've had some of you message me like, hi Lauren, is this place suitable for something like this, or does this happen? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't work there. All I do is go in, shoot some content, put together a video and get it up, or put together photos or do this or that. I don't work there. I don't work for these, like, I don't work for that company. They hired my company. I work for my company. I wish I could reply easily and be like, oh, I think it's, but it's got nothing to do with me. Nothing that the company does, their decisions or how they run their business has nothing to do with me. I just shoot their content. And I love it. So there we go. That is your wee bits for today. I hope you are enjoying these. I really am. It takes me a while to put them together. And then, like I say, I get dead nervous when I'm hitting the post button because I'm just like, they're probably like, shut the F up, hun. But yeah, it's nearly Christmas! I'm very excited. It's baby class week. And guess what? How sad. Reva and Rain are moving up to the toddler class now. So the class they are in is 7 months to 18 months. And when we went last week, I'm not kidding, they were like the biggest in the class. They were like monsters. There was only like 4 kids walking. The rest were all kind of crawling or like bum shuffling. So Reed and Reva were running riot, and I was just like, oh my god, watch the babies. And Reva was going up to the baby, hi baby, and trying to touch his face, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I was getting myself stressed that I'm like, I think me and my sister were like, I now think they need to move to the bigger class. And Emma was like, the bigger class, they would probably be the youngest at it. And I'm like, I would probably rather that than them being the bigger ones, especially with Reva in nursery. She's around bigger kids all the bloody time. And it's so cute, like the kids in nursery all know her now. Like I picked her up yesterday and the wee boy was like, bye Eva. She's Eva to a lot of them because I think ours might be quite difficult. Ours quite difficult, like any words that I'm trying to say with her with ours, I feel like we've not really got there. Our new one is toes. She goes toes, touches her toes. I'm like, that is your toes, you clever girl. Right, this has ran on a bit. I'm gonna go and I'll see you later. We done it again. You absolute freak of nature. I'm not even gonna put that in. Okay. So that is me. I'm going to go and get little Reva Bear up and start getting ready because I don't even know what time it is, and I'm rabbiting on and I was late for class last week, so I don't know if you can see her. It is that fucking cat. Okay, love you guys. Bye.